Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video, we're gonna make this awesome bread and bakery website by using the Next.js and the Tailwind CSS. So let me show the demonstration of the website which we're gonna make in this video. So as you can see that, so let me refresh this from scratch, and you can see that after refreshing, we have this beautiful animation coming like this. Okay, and we have this menus here. When I hover on this menu, we have the about section, bread, menus, testimonial, and here we have the contact section, and this is our order now button. So when I click on this, we have the hover effect on it. And after that, let's move to the next section. Here we have our bread section, and in this section also we have this hover effect on these images. Let's get back to this section, and here we have this again beautiful section, and we have this type of animation in here in the read more button like this. And when you scroll from up and down, you can see that the animation will come and go according to your scrolling. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Here we have our fresh menu section, and also let's get to the next section. Here we have this type of section. Here I have the read more button. Okay, so let's get back to this. Here we have our client section. Here you can showcase all your clients information and client reviews and all. Okay, so let's get back to our contact us section. Here we have our contact us section, and here we have the form and the submit button, and here we have the information about our store. Okay, and if I click on this button, it will take me to the top like this. So and also we have this hover effect on this menu. So when I click on this about section, it will take me to the about section of our website, and the same for the breads menu, and it is our client, and the same for the contact us section. Okay, so let me show you the mobile responsiveness of this website, and this website is totally responsive for all the screens. As you can see that it is totally responsive for all the screens. So when I change the screen size, so you can see that it is changing its layout according to the screen size. Okay, so and also the all the animations are working here like this. Okay, and also here we have this type of menu. So when I click on this, it will take me to its respected section. Okay, so let's start the video, and we're gonna make this website from scratch. Okay, so let's get back to our desktop, and here we're gonna make a new folder, and we're gonna go to our desktop. Here we have to just open a new folder. So let's make a new folder here, and let's name the folder bakery site. Okay, so after that we have to just go inside this folder, and after that we have to just open this with code. Okay, so let's open this with the VS Code, and we're gonna do it in the full screen. And after that, we have to just go to the Next.js, and go to the Next.js site. And here you have to click on the get started, or you can just copy this also. So let's get to the get started, and here we have to go to the installation part, and here we have to just copy this command. Okay, so here you can see all the steps for installing this. So just copy this command, and let me close my previous one. Okay, so this is my previous one. So let me close this, and this is our fresh one. So let's zoom it little bit so it is visible properly. Okay, so after that we have to go to our PowerShell. Let's go to here and open a new PowerShell here, and after that you have to just paste the command here. Okay, then you have to just write it here dot slash, so it will install this in this folder only. So it is asking, would you like to use TypeScript? Yes, and no. And here we are going to use the Tailwind CSS, src directory, no, and app router, yes, and no. Okay, so let's wait for it to install. So it will take some minutes to install. So okay, so I'll get back to the video after it's completed. So you can see that our setup is completed, and here it is successfully installed all the files here. So let's get back to this public folder, and you have to go to app folder, and here you can see that we have this all folder here, means all the content here in the layout. So let me minimize it like that. Okay, then after that we have to just let's do one more thing. Let's remove all these classes from here, and we're gonna do it like that, and we're gonna do it like that. Okay, and after that you have to just go to the global.css, and we're gonna remove all the code below this. So okay, let's do that, and after that let's save this file, and after that this is also saved. So let's get back to this, and here we're gonna write npm run dev. So it will open our website in a new localhost. So let's visit this and see. Let me close this and also close this. Okay, so let's wait for it to compile. So sometime it takes couple of minutes, so let's wait. Okay, so you can see that our Next.js project is completely set up here. Okay, after that we have to just remove all of this from here. So let's get back to our page.tss file, and here we're gonna remove all, and I'm gonna write rafc. After writing rafc, it will give you some boilerplate like this. Okay, so let's get back to this, and here we're gonna refresh. So here you can see that we are getting this. Now what we have to do, we have to just so let me see if our Tailwind CSS is properly set up or not. So let's write it here: text red, font bold, and text for Excel. Let's save this. Okay, so you can see that we have this here and it is properly set up. So we don't have this color because we have to give it like that, text at 500. So let's save this, and you can see that it is properly set up, means our CSS part is working, Tailwind CSS part is working. So let's start, and we're gonna make all the components now. So let me close this global.css, and inside this the page.tsx. Okay, so after that we have to just make a folder here, components. So let me close this. Let me click on this, and after this you have to make a folder here, components. So this folder will contain our all the files, means our all the website section. So after that we have to go to this tailwind.config.js, and here we have to remove this background. So let's remove this. Okay, so after that we have to go to our this file, tailwind.config.js file .ts file, and inside this file we have to write here container and center true. So it will keep our all sections in the center. So after that let's close this file, and let's close this also, or we can okay, so let's make our all the components. So add here this bracket, and after that we have to go to the component, and here we're gonna enter header.tsx and write it here rafc. Just save it. Then after that we have to enter here footer.tsx and write it here rafc, and do it like that and save this. And after that inside this components only we have to make hero.tsx file, and after that we have to make our bread.tsx, and also let's keep it adding rafc, and also here you're gonna write rafc. Okay, so let me close this also, and after that in the components we have to write yl.tsx, let's write it here rafc. Okay, then here we have to write our menus.tsx rafc. Okay, then after that we have to write banner.tsx, and here also we're gonna write rafc. So if you want to know how when I write rafc and this all comes, I am using an extension here. So the extension is the this one ES7 plus React Redux, and one extension for the Tailwind CSS, this intelligence extension. So you can download this extension for having this. Okay, so after that let's close the banner.tsx also, and inside this component we're gonna write it here clients.tsx, where we're gonna add our reviews section. Okay, then after that let's write it here contact.tsx, and here also we're gonna write rafc. Okay, so let's get back to the page, and here we have to just call uh, hero. Okay, so we have to get back to our hero.tsx file, and let's save this here, and here we're gonna it here hero, so it will automatically fetch it above. Okay, similarly we have to write. Okay, so let's get back to our breads, and here also we have to just save it, and let's get back to this, and here we're gonna write our breads. Okay, so just you have to then we have to write it here ys. So let's open the ys section and let's save it one more time, and in the page.tsx we have to write ys, and it will automatically import this above. Then after that we have to write our menu, so we have to open the our menu section and just save it one more time. I don't know I have saved it, but this is why working after saving it one more time. Okay, so here now we have to write it here banner, and let's save this, and after that here we have to banner.tsx. Okay, then after that we have to open our clients, and here we have to save this, and let's go to page.tsx, and inside this we have to write clients here. Okay, and after that only the contactor section is left, so let me close all of this, and let's get back to our contact section, and here we have to just save it, and after that we have to just put it here contact. Okay, so let's get back to our front end, and here you can see that our all sections are rendered. So let me do one more thing. Let me close this half by half, so it will be easy to view. Okay, so let me do it here and like this, and we're gonna make this like this. Okay, so after that we have to just let me close this also, and after that we have to go to our header and footer. So go to our header and save this, and after that go to the layout option, and here above the children and inside the body we have to write a header, so it will automatically import this above. And also we have to go to the footer, and in the footer let's save it one more time, and in the layout after the children we have to write footer and save this. So you can see that our header and footer will be always at the top on every page or section. Okay, so let's close this layout, close this footer, header and page also. Now we have to start making our sections. So for that we have to just open our component, and first we're going to make our hero.tsx. So before doing that we have to just copy our images from the previous. So I will give you all the images in the video description, so you can copy and paste the images from there. To copy this public folder from here which contain all the images. Okay, so let me quickly copy and paste, and here I'm gonna replace this public folder, delete this, and let's paste our public folder. Okay, so let's get back to the code, and here, and let's make it. Okay, so let's get back to our public folder here, and you can see that we have all the images which are required for making this. Okay, so let's start making our hero section. So before making our hero section, we have to install some libraries which are required for making this. So let me go to my PowerShell, and here let me open the new PowerShell, and here I'm gonna install first library npm i React icons, which is a very famous React icon library which is required for all the icons. Then after that I'm gonna install npm i React scroll, which is responsible for all the scrolling animations to all the section after clicking on the menus. And one more library we have to install npm i aos animate on scroll, for which we gonna use for the animations. Okay, so I will show you how you can add the animation by using this library, and this is a very good library and very easy to make. Okay, so let's okay, so we are now our hero section, and inside the hero section, so first so let's write it here import aos. So we're gonna keep adding our animation from start. Okay, so we have to write here like this, and after that we have to import aos dist aos.css. Okay, so you can see that we have this and some errors. So let's me quickly hover on this, and here we, after hovering, we have this quick fix here. Just click on this, and can and use the install all missing type packages. So you can see that after some time it is showing this, but let me do like this, and you can see that the error is gone. Okay, so this error only comes, and you can also solve this error by you can go to the Tailwind. Okay, so just go to the package.json file, and here you have to just add this option, add and types before the AOS. Okay, so that's it. So it will solve this. Uh, okay, so after that we have to go inside this zero section, and here we're gonna write use effect. Okay, then after that we have to just get it here, and here let's write AOS init. So, okay, so here we are defining the values for our animations, means the duration time and the easing type. So okay, so this is responsible for that, and here we're gonna give the duration 500, and easing, and in easing we're gonna give the is in sign. So you will find so many options. Also just you have to open the AOS library in your Google Chrome, and here you can refer to the GitHub for all the different types of animation. Okay, so let's add here an array so it will don't go in a loop. Okay, so let me format this, and here we have to just do it like that. So you can see that we are getting some error because we have not added here use client. So let's write it here use client. After saving you can see that okay, so let me get back to this, and here I think we have to write use client in a small letter. So let's close this. Okay, so you can see that we have this. Just you write the use client in a small letter. So after that let's go to our return statement, and here we're gonna write a section. Okay, so inside this section we have to give this section ID. So let me give this ID a 0. So this ID is responsible when you click on the menu, it will take you to this particular section. And let's write it here with full flex, and for the LG the direction will be flex row, and for the small device the direction will be flex column. Okay, and let's write it here justify between items start. And you can also do one more thing. You can go to here in the view option, you can just do it word wrap. Okay, then after that inside this section you have to add a div. Okay, so this section is for the image, so write it here image section, so it will be easy to understand. And after that we have to give some classes here. So for the large, the section width would be 50%. Okay, so this in this way we can add the our own values here. Okay, so let's give it width full for the small devices, and let's go inside this, and here we have to import the image from the next image. Okay, so you can see that it is imported above automatically, and after that we have to go to here, and here we're gonna give data AOS. So in this way we're gonna add the zoom in animation. So you have to just give this data AOS and enter the zoom in animation here, and you will find so many animations in the GitHub. And after that here we're gonna write our hero.jpg. So you can see that hero.jpg is not coming here because we have to give some properties. So let me give the alt property hero banner, and also we have to give the width and height. So let me give the width of 800 and height of 500. Let's say this. So you can see that we have these images. So the image property will not work until you give all these properties in the Next.js. Okay, so after that here for the image uh, we can also give some classes. So let's write it here, class name bg cover bg center. Okay, so this is gone because we have added the animations, so it will come on scrolling. Okay, then after that we have to again enter a div here. So this div is responsible for the titles and all. So here we content section, you can write anything. Then in the class name we're gonna give the width of 50% and width would be flex. Okay, width full for the small devices. And after that we're gonna use the flex column, justify center items. Okay, so here we can write item center and gap of 10 and padding will be 20. Okay, so let's format this. After that, inside this we have to write an image. Okay, and inside this image we're gonna write data AOS, zoom in, data AOS delay. So in the delay we're gonna add 200, and for the src we're gonna use the logo.png, and let's write it here alt logo, and width would be 120, height would be 100. So you can see that we have our icon here, and let's format this again. In order that we have to go to here, after the image we're gonna write here h1, and let's give this data AOS zoom in, and here we're gonna give data AOS delay. This is the delay time for the animation, so let's give the delay time of 400. And class name, here we're gonna give some values to it. So this is the font size. Okay, so if you want to give your own values in the here, so you can do it like that in the small numbers. Then let's write it here, text flag, text center. Okay, so we have some animation, that's why it is not working, because we don't have the scrolling space below that. And leading is the line height, so we're gonna give some custom values here also, 55 pixel line height. And after that let's write it here, uh, fresh breads, give some break, and here we gonna write hand crafted daily. Let's save this. Okay, so you can see that we have some error. BR is a void element. Okay, so here we have write BR. Okay, so we have write this BR inside this. We have to write this outside the BR. Okay, so you can see that we have this here text. Let's format this, and after that we have to add a p tag here. So let me give the lorem 20 value. So this is come here. So let's copy this animation here. You have to write data AOS, and let's copy these two things, because we don't want to write it again and again. So just copy this and just add this above before that, and here we have to give the delay time of 600. Okay, so let's give some styling to this also. So we have to write here text center, then text Excel, and text slate 600. Okay, so we have this here because it is not showing, because so if I remove this animation and if I click this, so you can see that we are having this. Okay, so due to the animation it is not showing. When we add some more section below that, it will start showing. Okay, then after that we have to just add a button here. So let's add button, and let's write it here read mode. And after that in the button we have to give data AOS uh, zoom in. Okay, so you can also give your rotate or something property. So I'm gonna give only this data AOS delay. Here we have to give the delay time of 800, and border 2, border black. Okay, then after that we have to edit here rounded full, and px 40, TX14 PY4 font bold. Okay, so we have this button here also. Let's format this, and after that so let's get back to our desktop view. So you can see that our this section is properly working, and let's get back to our next section. And so let's move to the next section, and now we're gonna make our bread section. So for making this section we need some content. So for the content I will give you a file in the video description, the export.ts file. So this will contain all our content which are required for making this. So I will give you this file in the video description. Just copy and paste this file in your root folder. So let me copy the file from here, and I will copy this file, and let's get back to our desktop and in our site, and here in the root folder we have to just copy and paste this file. Okay, so let me show what this file contain. So you can see that if I go to our export.ts file, so it will contain all the information which are required for making, means all the content part. Here we have the menus content, here we have our bread content, images and all. Okay, so here we have a client content. So this is this is just an array which contain all the objects in the format. Okay, so I will give you this file, and you have to just copy and paste this file. Okay, so let me go to our bread section. Let me close to open our bread section, and after that here we have to write use client at first. Then after that we have to just import. Okay, so after that we have to just write it here, uh, import images. No. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me copy this animation from our hero section, because we don't want to copy again and again. So let's copy this from here in the our word section. After that let's get back to this, and here also we're going to copy this use effect, and after this. Okay, now we have to just use effect. So let's save this, and also here we have to copy. Okay, so let me copy this 3 from here, and let me paste this here. Okay, so you can see that this is live now. Then after that what we have to do, we have to just go to this, and here we have to write section. Okay, then after that let's give this section id breads, and let's give these classes with full flex column, justify center, item center, gap of 10, bg cover, and height fit py of 20, means padding in the y-axis will be 20, and for the large devices padding in the x-axis will be 20, and padding in the normal will be 10, then bg center. Okay, so let me format this. Let's go to this, and in the view section we're gonna do the word wrap. We're gonna do the word wrap. Okay, so let me see. Okay, then after that what we have to do, we have to just go here, style. We're gonna write here background image, and here we're gonna write urls, and here dynamo.jpg. Okay, then after that we have to just go inside this section, and here we're gonna write an h1, and in the h1 I have to write our breads. Consider it is rendered here. Now just you have to give some styling. So let's give data AOS, zoom in, and here we're gonna write some styling too also. Here we're gonna give text 55 pixel, text white, font semi bold. Okay, then after that here we have to render all the grids. So inside this we're gonna write here data AOS and zoom in animation, and here we have to give some delay time 200. After that, let's give a classes here with full grid. So in the large devices, grid columns would be 4, grid columns would be 1, justify center, item center, and gap of 6. Okay, then after that we have to go inside this, and here we have to write our breads dot map like this, and item index this, and here we have to write div, and let's write a div here. Okay, then inside this div we're gonna write here key would be index, and class name would be flex call, justify center, item center gap of 4, dg wide p8, means padding in all the direction would be 8, and rounded lg. Okay, then let's format this. So you can see that we don't have any error. So after that, inside this we have to render an image. So let me write this, and here we have to write src, and here we're gonna write item dot image. Let's save this. So you can see that we have to just add some alternate bread image, and width would be 300, height would be 400, and in the class name we're gonna give the width of 300 pixel and height of 200 pixel. So you can see that after saving we have all our images here. Okay, then download lg, and let's give some animation. So let me write it here, transform, and on hover it would be scale to 110, transition, transform, and for the duration that would take it 300. Okay, so let me format this, save, and you can see that when I hover on this all the images, here we have some scaling animation. So let's give some cursor pointer. So when you hover on this, it will give you a cursor pointer like that. You can also add your links here. Okay, then after that, inside below this image we have to render an h1 tag, and this h1 would be item.title. So here we have our title coming from there, and let's give a class name here, text 20 pixel, and text black, and font semi bold. Then let's format this, and after that inside this h1 we have to render an p tag, and this would contain item.dsc, and let's give this also uh, class name of okay, so here we have to give only text center like that. So let's format this. Okay, so now just we have to add a button here. So let's write it here, button, and in the button we're gonna give order now, and the button here we have to give border 2, border black, rounded full, and for the x-axis padding would be 8, and for the y-axis padding would be 2. All letter will be in the capital letter, so we have written uppercase. Text would be small. Let me save this little bit, and font would be semi bold, and here we have the transform property. So let me copy this from above. We have to just copy this whole code, the transform from here, and just we have to paste it here. Just remove the cursor pointer, because in the button tag we already have the cursor pointer. Save this. So you can see that this is working, and let's format this. and let's visit our desktop. So you can see that in the desktop also this is properly working. Only there is some issue is that for the title. Okay, so I think our image is not rendered here. So let me see what it is not rendered here. So let me format this. Okay, so you can see that here we have rendered our background image URL. Okay, so here we don't put a bracket here. And okay, so let's see. Okay, so our image is rendered now. Okay, so let me zoom in. So you can see that our hero section is ready, and also our bread section is ready, and also this hover animations are working. We have successfully fetch all the data from the export.ts file also, and this is totally responsive also. And okay, so let's move to the next section. Here we and the next section is our YS section. Back to our next section. The next section is our YS section. Okay, so let me close all of this, and after that let me close this also, and let's open our YS from here. And for that we have to just go here, and let's write it here, use client. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let's get back to hero, and we're gonna copy some we're gonna copy this animation file and also the image file. So let me copy these three because this is we have to import it again and again. So let me do this, and here we have to just write it here, use effect, and inside this let's write this, and let's do it like that. Okay, so now we have to do here, and here we have to write a section, and inside this section we have to write id about, and in the class name we have to write with full and flex. For the large devices it would be flex row, and let's write it here, flex call, justify between item center. And okay, so this much only. Let's format this, and let's go here, and in the view you have to do the word wrap. Then after that inside this section we have to write it here div. Okay, so let's write it here content section, and let's give some classes for the large devices. For the large devices it would be, for the large devices it would be 50%. So why I'm getting this here. Okay, so here we have to give the custom width of 50%, and let's give the width full flex flex call, and justify center item center, and gap of 10, and padding would be 20 from all the directions. Okay, so after that inside this inner div we have to write it here h1, and let's give this h1 where every treat where every treat tells a tale. Okay, so let's get back to below. So here you can see that we have this. Let's format this, and inside this h1 we have to give some styling, and the styling would be text custom font size 50 pixel, text black, text center, and leading 55 pixel, and let's like that. And also we have to give some animations. So let me write it here, data aos zoom in. Okay, then after that inside after that one we have to write it here lorem 20, and let's give it here data aos zoom in, and let's write it here data aos delay 200, and class name would be text center, and text center then we have to give text excel, and text slate 600. Okay, then let's format this also. And after that, after the P, we have to write it here button, and write it here data AOS flip up, and data AOS delay. Here let's give the delay of 400, and let's give this class border to border black, rounded full. Adding in the x-axis would be 14, adding in the y would be 4, and font bold. And inside this button we have to write it here read more. So you can see that we have this button, and also the animation is working. Then what we have to do after this div, we have to write a div again, and let's give this div some animations also. Let me copy this from the top, and here we're gonna paste this, and let's give this zoom in, and here we give 600 seconds. Then let's give id here. This is our image section. Okay, then here in the class name we have to write a custom width of 50%, and width would be full. Okay, then inside here to write image, and in the src we have to write it here banner6.jpg. We have the error, so let me give hero banner, width would be 800, and height would be 500. Class name we gonna write bg cover, bg center. Okay, so you can see that our this section is also ready, and also our image is working perfectly. Let me save this, let me format this one more time, and let's get back to our desktop. Here you can see that this is our first section and hero section. Then we have our bread section, also this animation is working, and after that this is our YS section. Okay, so let's get back to the next section. Okay, so now let's make our menu section. So for making this, let me close all of this and open our menu section, and here we have to just do the same thing. So let me go the hero, and here we have to copy some things. So let me copy this all from here in the our menu, and we're gonna paste this here. Okay, then after that we have let's get back to hero, and here we're gonna copy this use effect. Let me go here, and here also we're gonna paste this. Okay, then after that we have to go to here, and here we gonna write section. Okay, then this section would contain the menu, and let's give the class name of width full bg cover, bg center, height would be fit, flex would be column direction, justify start, item center gap of 10, padding in the y direction would be 20, and padding in the large devices, okay, py20, and padding for the large devices the success would be 10, and for the normally, okay, it would be 20, and else it would be 10. Format, then go to here in the view we're gonna do the word drag. Okay, then after that we have to write here styles, style, open the background image, then you have to give URL, and here I'm gonna write banner 10.jpg. Save this. Okay, so you can see that we have this banner here, and let's format this again. Then after the inside this section we're gonna write here h1, and let's write here our fresh menus, or you can write your anything you want according to your website. And let's give here some animation. Data AOS, zoom in. Data AOS delay would be 200, and for the class name it would be with full. Grid for the large devices, grid calls 3, and for the normal devices grid calls 1. Justify center, item center, gap of 4. Let's format this, and after that okay, so you can see that our fresh menu is here. So I think okay, so we have done some mistake. Actually this div would be these are the okay. Okay, so after that let's add our h1, and here we're gonna write our fresh menus. We have this, and after that let's give some animation. Data AOS, zoom in. Data AOS delay would be 200, and let's give some styling to this also. Here we're gonna give some custom font size of 55 pixel. Text white, text white, font semi bold, text center. Okay, let's format this. After that, after the h1, I'm gonna write div data AOS. We're gonna give zoom in. Here we're gonna write data AOS delay 200. Class name will be would full. Grid for the large devices, grid columns would be 3, and rest for the small devices, grid calls 1. Justify center, item center, and gap of 4. Okay, then after that inside this div we're gonna render uh, menus.map, item.index, and here we're gonna write index. Class name would be flex call. Justify start, item start, gap of 4, bg black, padding 10, rounded XL, height of 60, opacity 75. Okay, so we have these boxes here. Now just we have to enter its content inside this. So let's get back to this div, and here in the h1 we're gonna write item dot title. So we have this. Okay, so let me give here text white. Okay, then font semi bold, text to excel. That we're gonna write here item about, and here also we're gonna give classes text strategy, text slate render. Okay, so this section is also ready, I think. Okay, so let me view this here. So you can see that this section is also ready. Just we have some spacing here, so I think we have to give some gap here. So let me do it like that, and here. Okay, so here I think we have not right flex. That's why gap flex properties are not working. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so now you can see that we have some gap below, and also all the flex properties are working. Also all the animations are working. So let's move to the next section, which is our banner section. Okay, so let's move to the next section. After that, we're gonna make our banner section. Okay, so for adding the banner, let me close this and let me open our banner section. This is the banner, and here we have to just copy this from the top. So let me copy. Let me copy this. This much code from the top, which is required. So let me uh, paste here, and after that, what we have to do? We have to just copy this. Use effect for the animations. So let me go here and here. Okay. Okay, so let me save this, and after that we have to go to this, and let's write it to your section, and here we're gonna write with full flex call justify center item center gap of 6, padding in the y-axis would be 20, and padding in the and for the large devices, padding in the x-axis would be 20, and setting the x-axis for the smaller screens will be 10. Let me format this. Go to here, go to view, and let's do the water add. Okay, then after that we have to write here h1, and we have to write it here our freshly baked bread is the hero of our breakfast menu. Okay, then after that let's save this, and let's get back to our this let's format this one more time, and after that let's give some animations here. So for the animation we're gonna use data AOS, and here we're gonna write zoom in animations, and here we're gonna give class text and custom font size of 50 pixel, text black, text center, and leading of 60 pixel line height. Okay, so you can see that after that we have this, and also if you want then let's get back to here, and here we're gonna give lorem 20, and here you can see that we have this one here, and let's format this. Okay, then after that we have to, okay, so here I think we have to flex call. Okay, then perfect. Then after that in the p tag let's give some animation data AOS, zoom in, and let's give some delay time. Data AOS delay would be 200, and class name would be text center, text excel, text late 600. Okay, then after that let's format this, and after this we're gonna give the button, and here we're gonna read more, and let's give this button animation data AOS. Here we're gonna give the zoom in data AOS delay. We're gonna give the 400, and class name border 2, border black, and rounded would be full. So this is the border radius, and for the padding in the x-axis is 14, padding in the y-axis would be 4, font bold. Okay, let's save this. So you can see that we have this working, and after that okay, then after the button we have to again give a div here. So this div will contain the image, so let's give with the full bg cover bg center flex call justify center items center. Okay, then after that here we're gonna write image data os zoom in and data os delay would be 600, and for the src we're gonna give banner free dot jpg, and in the alt we have to give banner image, and let's give the width of 800 and height of 600. Let's save this. Okay, so after saving you can see that we have this beautiful banner here. Let's format this, and let's go to our this section, means the desktop part. So here you can see that we have this properly working. Okay, and just we have to give some break to this. So let me give here some break. So let's give the break after this. Save this. Okay, so you can see that now it is looking good. And also let's check all the properties of this. Let's call it percentage gaps. Okay, so everything is working. Just you can add some gap here also if you want. Okay, so let's get back to the next section, which is our client section. So now our next section is our client section. So as you can see that only our client contact footer and header is left. So what we can do, we can just let me close this and let me open my client section first. And here also we're gonna copy and paste some repeated codes. So let me copy this. Okay, so let me copy this all. Let's go to client and I'm gonna replace this. And let's go to this again, and here we're gonna copy my use effect, and in the client section after this we're gonna do it like that. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to import a react icon also here. So for the quet, so let's import fa quet left from the react icons fa. Okay, now let's see, and let's start. Here we're gonna write section id testimonials, and here we're gonna give the class name with full flex call justify center items center gap of 20 bg cover height put padding in the y-axis would be 20, for the large padding would be 20 px10 bg center. Now let's format this and let's go to here, and in the view we're gonna do the word drag. And also one more thing, we have to render here style like that, background image like that, url, and let's write here banner1.jpg. Okay, so let's format this, and after that here inside this section we're gonna write h1 and write it here, read what our client says, and let's give this some animation and styling. So data aos, here we're gonna write zoom in data aos delay. If you want to give, so you can give here. I don't want to give data aos delay, so let's give some classes. Text custom font size of 55 pixel, text wide, font semi-bold, text center. Okay, then after that, after the h1 we're gonna give a div and data aos zoom in data aos delay 200, and let's give the class name of with full grid calls for grid false 1, justify center, item center, and for the LG gap would be 8 and else gap would be 20. So now we have to go inside this, and here we have to map our clients dot map item index. Okay, then here we're gonna write like that. Then we're gonna give the key of index flex call, justify center, item center, justify center, item center, and for the lab gap would be 8, gap would be 20. Let's format this. Okay, so I think uh, so here we have to give flex and flex call. Okay, then justify center and item start, gap of 4, bg orange 600. Let me save this one so you can see that bg orange 600 and padding of 10, height would be 350 pixel and rounded axle relative. Let's save this. Okay, so we have these boxes here, so let me format this. Then inside this box we're gonna write a div. ID would be icon box, and here we're gonna write flex call. Okay, so this is icon box, so here you're gonna write bg wide, padding would be 6 in all direction, rounded full, and text orange 600, AIDSOLUT, and here we have to give absolute property, and in the minus top of 10 means the icon will be something here. Okay, so let me format this. Then inside this we're gonna render fa quit left for that. So we have this here, and now you can see that we have these icons everywhere. Now we're gonna increase its size, so give me size, so let's give the size of 10. Okay, so you can see that this is the size property. With this you can give the width and height at the same time, so by using the size property. Okay, so now let's get back to outside of this icon box, and here we're gonna write uh, about, and here we have to give some classes, text white, text lg. Okay, then also after this p we're gonna give h1 item dot name, and here we're gonna give a class name text white, text excel, font bold and uppercase. Okay, so you can see that everything is working properly and our client section is also ready. So let me see. So you can see that our client section is also ready here. Okay, so now let's get back to our next section, which is the contact section. Okay, so now let's make our contact section, and our footer and header is only left. So let me close this client section here, and let's go back to this, and here we have to open our contact section. And for the contact section I'm going to again copy some repeated codes. So for that we're going to copy this till here, and we're going to place it here, and go to our menus, and here in the use effect we are going to also copy this, and let's this here. Okay, let's save this. Then let's start making our contact section, and for that we have to come here, and here we're gonna write section, And here for the ID I'm gonna give contact, and let's give some styling of width would be full, flex call means column direction, justify center, or we're gonna give justify start here, items and gap of 20, bg center gap of 20, then we're gonna give bg cover because we're gonna use the image here, height would be fit, and for the large devices padding in the y direction will be 20 and padding index will be 10, for the other than large means the small devices, and px would be 20 also, and px would be 10, and let's give bg center also here. Okay, so here I think we have to give py20. Let's go to view, and from here we're gonna do the word drag. Oh, okay, so let's format this. Okay, so after that we have to go here and let's write it here style, and okay, for the style we give like this, and background image, then we have to give URL here, and the URL would be inside this. So this is the power of Next.js, that now we're gonna give the URL only by using this type of, by this. Okay, so we have this image here, so let me format this, and after that we have to, okay, so after that we have to enter a div here which is empty, which should be empty always. Okay, so let me give here width of 40% and else the width would be full. Okay, then after that we have to go, and this is our main div another, so here we're gonna give a large, and width would be 60% and width would be width would be full, then flex call, justify start, justify start item center gap of 10. Okay, so let me format this, and inside this we're gonna give an h1 here, so let's give contact us, and let's see, here we have the contact us, and let's give here data AOS, and in the data AOS we're gonna give the zoom in animation, and for the classes we're gonna give the text 55 pixel, 55 pixel, and here we're gonna give the text black, font semi-bold, text center. Okay, so now after the h1 we're gonna give a p tag here and lorem 10 like this, and also let's give some break to this lorem br. Okay, so now let's give the animation zoom in, and after that we're gonna give data AOS delay would be 400. Okay, and for the styling we're gonna use text center, text excel, text black. Okay, then after the p tag we have to add inside, after the p tag only we have to add a div which is responsible for our form. So here we're gonna write data AOS uh, zoom in, data AOS delay time would be 600 milliseconds, and after that we're gonna give some classes here, flex justify center, justify center items item center gap of 6, and for the large devices width would be 80%, means this box width, and width would be full for other. Okay, then after that let's format this, then inside this div we're gonna give another div here, and let's name this div form box, and let's give some classes here, grid, and for the large grid columns would be 2, grid columns would be 1, and justify center, item center, gap of 4, and which would be full. Let's format this. So we have our main box, which is for the form, and this is the form box, and inside this inner box we're gonna give the div here, and here we're gonna write class name with the full, then flex call in the column, justify center, item start, and gap of 2. Okay, so let's format this. So this is our form 1 input container, so let's write it here h1, and here we're gonna write full name. So you can see that right now we have animations here. So let's okay, so here we are getting some error. uh, okay, so let's give some classes here, or we're gonna give data EOS zoom in, or let's don't give here, so only we're gonna give the text LG, and font semi bold, text black. Okay, let's format this. So after that, what we have to do, after the h1 we have to enter an input tag here, input type equal to text, and the placeholder will be enter your full name, and here we're gonna give the class name dg white, text black, padding in the x-axis would be 6, padding in the y-axis would be 3, and width full, and rounded full means the border radius will be full. Okay, so it is auto suggestion at the top, rounded full, and let's give the border to border slate would be 400, and let's save this. Okay, so let me see. So you can see that we are not getting here our input because we have added here our animations. So let me do one thing, let's remove these animations from here, and let's save this again. So you can see that now we are getting this. Let me format this again, and after that what we have to do, we have to just duplicate this div here. So let me duplicate this by clicking alt shift and down arrow. So let me save this. So you can see that we have two, just we have to change this here. So let me write it here email, and in the place in the here we have input type equal text, so write it here email, and here enter your full name. In this place we're going to write enter your valid email. Okay, so now you can see that we have this, and let's get outside the form box. So this is our form box, and outside this form box we're gonna give we're gonna give a button, and this would say submit, and let's give here some classes, width full bg black, and padding in the x-axis would be 6, and padding in the y-axis would be 3, rounded full, text white, and font would be semi bold. Okay, then after that what we have to do, we have to go outside this div. Okay, so we have to just go outside this div. After the button you have one closing div, then outside this closing div you can add another div, and let's write it here data AOS zoom in, data AOS delay, we're gonna write here 600, and let's write here address box, so it will be easy to understand which box is which, address box, and here we're gonna give the class name width full grid, and for the large devices grid column 3, grid calls 1, and here we're gonna write justify and item start, gap of 6 and margin top would be 10. Okay, so let me format this. Okay, so now what we have to do, here we have to write this, and here we're gonna write the flex call, justify center, item start, and gap would be 3. Okay, then let's format this again, and inside this we're gonna keep h1 so that I said here find us. So we have this here. So let me do one thing in the h1. We're gonna write here text black, font bold, and text to Excel. Okay, let's format this. And after that, after the h1, we're gonna write his. So let's write here new road street 21 BR. Okay, then here we're gonna avenue New York and Y 921039000. Okay, then after that, let's give this some text Excel. So you can see that now we are not getting this because we have added this animation here. So you can see that we have this now. So sometimes it don't show because we don't have any scrolling space below or the scrolling something. Okay, so I hope you understand. Then after that we have to just duplicate this. So we have to duplicate this 2 times. So let's save this. So you can see that we have this, and just you have to change the content here, like content of your whatever you want to add, like okay. So suppose I suggest you to change the content like here let's write call us. Okay, so let's write it here, call us. So just add your content here, call us, and add some phone numbers here. Okay, just so after that our this section is also ready, and let's now we're gonna move to the footer and header. So let's move to the next section. Only our footer and header is left, so let's start making the footer now. So for that I'm going to close our contact section, and let's get back to the footer.tsx file. And here we have to write so let's write it here, use client, and after that we have to we have to import some icons from the React icons. So I have a copyright, and also we have to import one more icon, import fa arrow pointer. Okay, so arrow point from fa6, and after that we have to import link from React scroll. So import link from React scroll. So you can see that we are getting some error here. So let's go on this, and here we go to quick fix, then install all missing type packages. Okay, so then after some time we close this, so you can see that the error is gone. It just add the packet here, it changes this and right at the beginning. Okay, so after that this all are after that let's go here, and here we're gonna write this semantic tag or whatever this is called, then section, and here we're gonna put classes of bg black with full text white, then flex, justify center, item center, and gap of 4. So let me format this, and after that we have to go to here, and the view section we have to do the word wrap. Okay, then inside we have to write fa copyright. Okay, so So you can see that after refreshing, we have this copyright icon here. And let's give this class name of size 6, and okay, size 6, and here we're gonna write text white. Okay, then after that we have to write here h1, and here we're gonna write copyright 2024 crave crave bakers crave bakes, which is our website name. All rights reserved. Okay, so we have this. Then after that, in the h1 we can give text white, text color, okay, not text center, and font would be semi bold and text would be large. Okay. Okay, so here I think I have not given some padding here, so let's give some padding of 3. So it is not looking good. Okay, then after that and after the section we're gonna make it here, scroll to top button, and for that I'm gonna write a div here, and after that we have to write here id icon box. Okay, then in the class name we're gonna write bg orange 500, text black, padding 3, and rounded full, then hover bg white, cursor pointer. Okay, let me save this cursor pointer. After that we have to give fixed lg bottom 6 right 6, means the position is fixed at the right direction, so we are defining this is position would be fixed here something, and from the bottom the space would be 6, and from the right the position would be 6. Okay, so for the large devices bottom would be 6 and then right would be 6, and for the other devices bottom would be 6 again. So we are not required to give this because this is same. Okay, then after that let's format this. Okay, so here we have not defined an arrow, so let's write here link like this. Then after that here we're gonna write it here hero. So when we click on this button it will take us to the hero section, which is defined in the hero. So the first section of this we're gonna give a hero ID in this, so whenever we click this it will take us to the top, the CSS ID. Okay, so after that spy would be true, and offset would be -100, and smooth would be true. Okay, so then after that in the here we're gonna add fa arrow pointer, and for this I'm gonna give the class name width 35 pixel custom, and height would be 35 pixel again. Okay, so let's format this, and let's refresh this one more time, and we are not seeing that, so let's get back to the dashboard. Okay, so here it is visible. Okay, so when I hover this, so it is not visible here, so let's fix this. So after that I think text black page3 round full, hover vg white cursor pointer fixed. For the large devices bottom 6 right 6. Okay, so here we have to give bottom 6. Okay, so now we have this here. Okay, so we can also fix that by deleting this and by deleting this from the here. Okay, so it will show similar result now. Okay, so this is also working. Okay, so our footer is also working, and this arrow when we click it is taking us to the top. So let's make our header. Okay, so let's make our header. Okay, so let's start making our header. because all the sections are made, only our header is left. So let's start making our header now. So for making the header, let's close all of this, and let's open this header.tsx file. And after that, we have to write above use client again. Okay, then after that, what we have to do, we have to import some icon which are required here. So let's import fax mark fa bars from React icons io5. Okay, not io5, I think that is fa6. Okay, fax mark and icons fa6. Then after that, we have to import link from React scroll, and after that you have to import image from next image. Okay, then this all things are done, and after that let's go to our header, and inside the header we have to make some states. So first state is menu open, which will responsible for menu icon close and start. Okay, so it will toggle the menu icon. So at first use state will be false. Okay, so let's go here again, and we have to import it like that, and false. At first it will be false, then we have to make a function for the toggle with name toggle menu like this, and after that we have to set is menu open to not is menu open, so it will toggle the icon when we click uh, or whenever this function will be called. Then let's okay, so let's format this, and after that you have to go to the view, and from here do the water wrap. Okay, so now let's make our nav items array. So here we're gonna make link, let's do here link about path about. Okay, then after that let's copy this sometimes. Okay, so let's copy this 1 2 3 4 5. After that you have to just change its contents, so let me change the breads, and after that we have to also change this breads, and after that let's write here menu, and also we're gonna write it here menu, and let's write it here testimonials and here we're gonna write contact. Okay, so let's format. After that we have to go to this return statement. Here we have to write nav, and inside this nav let's give some classes for styling. So it would be full flex bg black. So let's get to the top, let's refresh it one more time. Okay, so bg black, because we don't have any height, that's why. Then justify between item center gap 1, and for the large device padding would be 16 in that direction, and for the other px would be 6, then py would be 3, and this header will be sticky always at top 0, and z index would be 50, means it will be top of everyone every time. So you can see that we are getting our this black option here, means that is our header. Then after that inside this we're gonna add an image, Okay, then src, here we gonna write logo.png, then width would be 90 and height would be 90, class name invert. Okay, so now we have our icon here, and after that let's go below. Here we're gonna write a ul, and inside this ul we're gonna write lg flex, justify center, item center, gap of 10, and hidden. Means for the large devices it would be flex, and for the large devices only the menu will be shown, and for other devices it would be hidden. Okay, so now we have to nav items dot map, and here we're gonna write link and path. Okay, then after that here we're gonna write this, write here we have to write item dot. Okay, so we can also write here link. So yes, so let's see. We have no styling. I think that's why it is not showing. So okay, so let's do it like that. Okay, now what we have to do? Let's go here, and here we're gonna write key path, and in the class name, let's give some styling. Text white, uppercase, uh, and font would be semi bold. Cursor would be pointer. P would be 3, rounded LG. For the hover, BG orange 600, and for the hover text would be white. Okay, so format this, let's see here. Okay, so you can see that we are getting our menus, and also some everything is working. Just no, okay, so this is also looking good. If you want to keep this type of menu you can keep, but now let's add a button here. So for the button you can also go here. Okay, so we have declared React scroll. Okay, so after that after the UL tag we have to call a button would say order now something. Okay, okay, so I think the button is there but it's not visible because we have to give some styling to it. So let's write BG orange 600, text white, px 10 means padding in the x-axis would be 10 and padding in the y would be 3, and rounded full, font bold, and transform, and however scale would be 105. Means when we so you can see that we have this button, so when we hover on this it is scaling to this, and here we're going to write transition transform, duration would be 300, and cursor would be pointer. So we don't give cursor pointer, after that also it will work because it is a button. So let's format this, and here you can see that it is working. So now after that we have to make the mobile part. So let's write here mobile menu starts from here. Okay, so after that we have to again write a div, then here we have to write flex. Okay, then justify center, item center, and for the large devices it would be hidden, and margin top would be 3. Okay, so here on click we have to call the toggle menu function. Okay, let's format this, and after that inside this we have to again render this, and inside this let's write is menu. open. If it is open, then we have to show this icon. Okay, if it is not, then we have to show this icon. Simple. Let's format this, and after that let's give some style. So I'm gonna do like that, and class name text white, and text would be 3xl, and cursor would be pointer. Let's save this. Okay, so you can see that now we are having this. When we click on this, it is changing its icon. Okay, like that. So now just we have to show a menu here, drop down menu when we open the icon. Okay, so after that let's go outside this, div mobile menu where start, and here we're gonna again make it bliss, so this will contain drop down menu. So here we're gonna write like that. So let's open some JavaScript. Okay, so we are already in the JavaScript. Okay, so menu is menu open. If this menu open, then it would be flex, else hidden. Means when the menu is open, means if is menu is true, so then only show the drop down, and if it is not, then this will be hidden. Okay, then after that here we're gonna give some styling with full height fit bg black, and padding would be 4. Let me save this. Click, click. Okay, so right now it is showing but it is not absolute, that's why it is causing error. So padding would be 4. Then if I do this absolute, and top would be 80 pixel, and from left it would be 0. So let's see. Okay, right now you can see that we have some color here. It is coming when I click. Okay, so right now it don't have content, that why it is not visible properly. So after that what we have to do, we have to go inside, and here in the UL let's write it here, class name flex, flex call, justify center, item center, gap of 2, width full, and inside this we have to render the nav items again from map, and here we're gonna write link path. Okay, so then after that we're gonna write like this, and here I'm gonna write link. Okay, then let's copy here, key would be path, and class name means the styling of this would be text white, uppercase, font semi bold, and cursor pointer, padding would be 3, rounded LG. We save this one, so you can see that we have this. Then after that rounded LG. Okay, so now we have to write hover, on hover the BG orange 600, and on hover text would be white, width would be full, text center. Save this. So you can see that we have these menus coming here. So right now we don't have here. Oh, let's write this. Okay, so you can see that our menu is rendered, and also this is working when we close this. Okay, so menu is our ready. Now just we have to give the path to it. So when we click on this, it would go to that path. Means when we click on this, it is taking the path. The path is which here, and this is, and these are the CSS ID which we're gonna link to each section. Okay, so I hope you understand this logic. Then here we're gonna write true, offset would be -100, and here we have to give smooth transition, means when we click, transition to that section would be smooth, so that's why we have written smooth here, and else everything is done. So let's see. You can see that when we click, it is going to its respected menus. Okay, so everything is done. So let's see our whole website. Okay, so you can see that our website is ready, and when we click on this, it is taking us to not to the respected section. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so here in the above we have not defined the this, so let me copy this. We have to just copy this. Okay, let's copy this from here, and we're gonna paste this also in this UL tag here in the link after this. So let me save this and let's see. Okay, so when we click on this, it is taking us to its respected section like that. Okay, so our whole website is ready. Now let's move to the deployment part. So for that, we're gonna deploy it to the Vercel. So for deploying it, we have to first upload it to our GitHub repo. So I will show you the deployment also. So let's go to github.com, and here you have to just make an account. So after that, you have to make the new repository here. So let's me name this uh, bakery site 2. Okay, so this is the bakery site 2, and just you have to create a repository in the GitHub. So after creating a repository, you have to just run some commands. So let's go to this, and let's go to PowerShell. Let's open the PowerShell, and here we're gonna write CLS. So let's write git init. After that, you have to write git add star, git add dot. Okay, then after that, let's see me show you. After that, you have to write, or you can just copy this command from here, and let's write it here, git commit minus some first commit. Okay, then after that we have to write here git branch. So you have to just copy these commands, type this, and after that you have to just copy this second command, git remote add origin. Copy this command and just paste this here. Okay, then after that you have to copy this push command, so it will push your project to the GitHub. Just click it and wait for some time, it will push the project in the GitHub. So it is pushing, so let's wait for it. Okay, so you can see that this is pushed there. So let's go here and we're gonna refresh this. Okay, so you can see that our GitHub project is now pushed to the, means our project is now pushed to the GitHub. So now we have to go to the Vercel. Let's go to the Vercel, and which is the official deployment platform for the Next.js websites. So let's open this, and after that you have to just go to the add new and click here project, and it will fetch your all the Git repository. After that you can see that we have this here bakery site too, which we have just added. Just click on the import and just click on the deploy. So when you click on this, it will automatically deploy your project if you don't have any error. Because sometimes if you have any error, so it will show you that error, and you have to solve that error in your project, and then you have to deploy, and then you have to push it back to the GitHub repo. And when you push it in the GitHub repo, it will automatically fetch all the updated code here, and it will deploy it here automatically. Okay, so let's wait for it. It is making a production build. You can also go here and see what it is doing in the backend. So it is saying the compile successfully. Okay, so here we have some error. Okay, so the error is that in the header.tsx file we have not defined a alt tag to the image. Okay, so you can see that this is due to that. So let me go to our header, and here we have to define, in this image tag we have to define alt. So that is the error. So if you face some error like this, you have to just go here like this. Let's see, and we are going to define logo. Okay, so logo, then after that you have to just push the GitHub again. So let's write git init, git add star, git commit minus m, and here you can write some message that error updated. Okay, then after that you have to just run this git push origin main. Okay, so this is pushed here, and after that you can just go to the Vercel, and here if we go, let's refresh this here. Let's see, you can see that we have this error updated here. And okay, so we have the alt logo here, it is showing that. And here we can so if you, I think it will show me some error. So okay, so now we have to again redeploy it. Okay, so let's redeploy. And let's see. Okay, so it is saying deployment created successfully because we don't have any error in our project. Okay, so you can see that if you are facing some error, you can just go to your project and push it to the GitHub. It will automatically fetch all. So our domain is ready, and it is saying wait for build to start. So let's wait for it. You can also view this here. You can see that it has doing everything in the backend. So it is saying compile successfully, listing and okay. Okay, so it is still saying that it is alt is missing. So what we can do? Let's redeploy it. Okay, so let's delete this from here. And what we can do? We can just it has say okay, so you can see that it is deployed here. Bakery site to Vercel.app. Okay, so it has automatically deployed in here like this. That is the name of our website which we are written here. Bakery site to let's okay, so here it is saying that bakery site to so it has fetched all the detail and also you will see that it has given us free domain. So you can see that our website is live now on the server, and in this way you can deploy your project to the Vercel. I hope you like our this video on the Next.js, and if you like our video, please like and subscribe our videos and share our videos with your friends. And I'm gonna see you next time.